This is Mad Unity, our EDM life. What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of Mad Unity, our EDM life. This week, we have a full-length, in-depth conversation with Rafael, an artist from the Midwest whose music has been getting playtime in some of the festival circuit's largest stages by some pretty big names. It's a segment we're simply calling The Green Room. We review some of his authorized and unauthorized remixes, plus a couple of tracks he'll be releasing soon. We talk at length about his craft, how he continues to hone in and perfect his sound, and some of the artists he has yet to see live in this week's Mount Rushmore. Join me, your host, Cosmo Brown, and my co-host Frequency in this fantastic conversation. Let's go!
Another segment of The Green Room.
The Green Room. This time we have Mr. Rafael joining us. Hello.
What's up?
And you are in Minneapolis, is that right?
Right outside of Minneapolis.
Right outside, yeah.
Actually, in Wisconsin.
Oh, you're in Wisconsin. Okay, you're in the Wisconsin side.
Yeah,
he's way up there. I've been there. It's far.
Yeah.
Where is it? What's the name of the?
Hudson. If you take Minneapolis and St. Paul and you just drive straight, you're gonna go into Wisconsin. It's the first town you hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But isn't it only 30 from Minnesota, Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Well, I drove up there for that show.
I'm driving.
Yeah, gotcha. I drove up there for that Coven show, so I probably drove by your town.
Yeah, if you're coming up, you have to drive through there. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
The one on the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go up there because my fiance is from Amory, so that's
okay. I've been to Amory, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because there's Civic Media has a station up there.
Oh, in Amory?
In Amory. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like a talk station, but
there's just one road down the middle of the whole town.
They have those flags when you're driving in.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
and then they have just one road, and then you're out of there.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, but it was kind of. I think it was February, so it was snowy. It was really pretty.
That's sort of right by Hudson, though. So if been there, you've been sort of close.
Yeah, so it's it's pretty up there.
Yeah, it is pretty up there.
Yeah.
A lot of country music.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
Once you get Amory, Amory, you're getting into the Hudson's that last town before you're getting to farming and everything else.
We were doing what was it? Tractor something.
Tractor pulling?
Tractor pull?
No, the store, it was called a track. It's kind of like a Home Depot.
Tractor.
Is it
Home Depot?
It's sort of
Bobcat or John Deere.
Well, yeah, they sell all that stuff.
Well,
but
what were you doing there?
So Civic Media was promoting one of the stations that the country the country music station. Yeah, and it was it was inside the tractor place.
Did you guys give away a tractor?
We were just giving away T-shirts and getting people to I mean, it was really fun. It was just meeting definitely not my usual crowd. So it was fun to talk to people and just yeah. What was it? I think it's called Tractor something and Company. It's
I'm not that deep in the tractor.
It's a huge, it's a huge department store type thing, but it only sell farm equipment.
I'm not
basically.
that Wisconsin.
Yeah, you're city boy.
Yeah.
We're both city boys.
City boy, Midwest. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Connect with Minneapolis more than I do
with your tractor pulling brethren.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so we, Rafael has a budding career in EDM, and we wanted to kind of, one of the things we like to talk about is sort of our listeners, giving them some sort of insights into what it takes to be in the industry. And, the kinds of things that you are up to and how you approach production and how you approach your craft as a producer and as an artist. So, why don't we start that? I know that you both of you have worked together in both you, Frequency and Rafael, have worked together. So why don't you tell us some of your, kind of your process, how you go about starting a project together?
How we...
Yeah, I mean, you're at a party and you're like, we should make a song, or is it just all online, or, how...
I mean, I think it's different. This one was, I think we were just we like how each other's music sounds.
Yeah.
It was sort of it'd be cool if we had a collab.
Yeah.
right?
We were at a show. We were at Liquid.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, well, I mean, I always say when you like meet up with someone and you like their music, it's like, I think Phil and I talked about everything besides music.
Yeah.
Before like that question, like we're both hockey guys and we're both from Wisconsin. So it was like, we were just bullshitting about everything, having a drink. And then we're like, yo, we should like work on something together. I was like, I think I have a demo that, you know, I need a heavy drop because, you know, that's what you do, Phil, and you do it very, very, very well. And I was like, yeah, that'd be like, you were like, that'd be sick. And so we just started sending the demo back and forth and working on it. And you know,
next thing
it
you
was
know,
natural.
Yeah. And like same thing on my end was like, I make the heavy stuff. He makes like the lighter, like emotional stuff.
Right.
And like when you mix those two, it's like a well-known like formula for success.
Right.
So, like,
yeah, because you get, you know,
you get the emotion, and then you get like the heavy, just like,
and you beat them down.
Fuck you energy, and then
I want to cry and headbang. Like,
exactly.
Whatever. That's what the vibe
yeah,
is.
There you go.
The crybang. There's a lot of crybangers.
Crybanging. Yes, you know that. I feel that it's sort of like cathartic. Like the first you get the emotions running, and then you just let them all out.
Well, it's also nice to have a song that actually has a story. Yeah, and like that emotion.
Right.
Know? Like there's just a lot of tracks where everyone's like starting to get good at producing, and it's just sort of like all the same sounding, and you can sound the same, but if you can put a story in it, even if it sounds the same, a story that's good enough can make the whole song just like
right. And so you've only collaborated really on that one track, or have there been others?
Just this one.
Just this one.
Yeah.
It's been this is like our baby.
Yeah.
Like there'll be more.
Yeah.
But it's just right now
the first one. Yeah. And I guess, you know, we kind of, is it okay to talk about that track, or are we just
we can talk about it.
All right, cool. Okay, good. Because I sort of jumped in there, and for everybody who doesn't know, they have been collaborating on this one track that I have heard and just insta loved. I was like, bro, like I heard you play at Liquid, and
you said if it was released this year, it'd be your number one.
Yeah, basically, it would be my top 5. But so Frequency played it at Liquid, and I thought it was okay to record it.
Yeah, he was like, I put it. I was just like, he's like, it's done, and I was like, it's not done, dude.
I was like, it sounded done to me, but
like, unfortunately, it's not. Yeah, there's a lot of process, especially when you're working with a vocalist. Yeah, there's a lot more to it because that was like the first draft. Yeah, and like it might have sounded good, but like she would want a better vocal because that was just her rough draft. So she's gonna re-record it. Yeah. And that's
so by season 2 of the podcast, we will be able to feature that track as a new release, I think.
Hopefully.
From the sound of it.
I'm hoping 2025.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you know,
that's
it's like
what our goal is.
Yeah.
It started February 6th when I looked at the receipts of everything. Yeah. Like the first initiation of the collab was around February 6th.
Yeah. And how did you contact her? Like, which, you knew her, Rafael, the singer?
Yeah, I know her manager. Her manager and boyfriend from another guy that he manages. So, shout out Sarah.
Yeah, we
it's Sarah
probably say it's Sarah Benya.
Yeah. We've been kind of dancing around that, but yes.
Yeah. No, she's great, and like anything in music, I've learned with like this creative process, things aren't instant. Like everyone has a life outside of music,
right?
And like everyone has a ton of things going on, like. Yeah, we're busy. Like we're both busy with separate projects outside of music. We're both busy with life outside of it. So is she. And like, as I've grown up throughout it, it's like a thing could take a month, a thing could take a year. Like I think like there's people, big artists are like, it took 5 years for this song to come out. And that's just, you can't force things. I think that's another thing in this process.
Yeah, and then also to add to it, her popularity has like skyrocketed, and we sort of caught her right when it was happening. So she's got a lot going on.
Right. There's a lot of demand all of a sudden for her. She's good. I mean, I've watched her stuff on Instagram.
You like her vocal.
Yeah. And just like the energy, she does a lot of that crybang.
Like I think her last collab that just dropped was like a really good one. It was super heavy on the drop. I was like, oh, that's sort of like our song.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. No, definitely onto something there. So, all right. So you sent us some of your songs. Do you have any preference of which one we can play first?
No, you can pick. I mean, two are released, 2 are unreleased. There's stories. On all of them.
Let's do the unreleased.
All right. So the unreleased ones are. How about the Slander one?
Oh, there's a Slander one?
Slander
I didn't get to see the list.
So so this will be a surprise to you. All right, so this is Rafael's remix of Wish I Could Forget. Is that correct?
Yep.
Let's go.
Unofficial. Can't say it's official. So.
Unofficial remix. Yes.
Left me no option, I don't know what to do. I broke your heart so you can know how it feels. Got matching scars to show you that I was real. Knew from the start that this would never exist, but it is what it is. I wish that I could forget. I wish that I could forget. You took my world and flipped it upside down. Got me so high you left me underground. I wish that I could forget. I wish that I could forget. You took my world and flipped it upside down. Got me so high you left me underground. I wish that I could forget.
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah,
you can kind of hear it, or you can't hear it.
I kind of like played it in a separate browser.
Okay.
Sorry, turn it down on.
Yeah, I gotta turn it on here. Yeah. I was turning it on the whole
There
mic.
we go.
Go again. Sorry, we were. Go ahead. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I couldn't hear where you guys.
Yeah, you just saw some headbanging.
Yeah,
I mean, I played it in a separate browser.
Oh, nice.
Like,
okay.
I was like, I think I caught it. Like you were like doing the drums.
Right. It was like, yeah, that was. Yeah, you definitely have. Your sound is very like sort of like epic, right?
Dude, it's very
like euphoric.
It's also very clean.
Yeah.
Like I wrote down notes as it was going, and like the intro was like the drums are super clean with like everything's just mixed extremely well.
Yeah,
is what I mean by clean.
Yeah.
And then on the drop, the melody, like I was following it and sort of like as a like who I am, I guess. I was like thinking about where it's gonna go with the melody, and I was sort of just predetermining. And
right.
It actually went a different way than I predetermined. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sick. Like, it kept me thinking, which was really nice. Because I was like, all right, it's gonna go here, and then it's gonna go here, because I thought it was like. I sort of predetermined it, and then he went up with the melody in a certain spot where I was going down. I was like,
right.
Cool, that's a different
nice. Yeah, it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
I think overall, like, you know, a lot more polished than a lot, you know,
super
a lot of the stuff we hear as well, right? So
it sounded loud enough to me.
Yeah.
Like through here.
So you, I heard that some of your tunes are being played by some very notable individuals, Rafael.
Well, if you didn't know that he's like a huge edit maker.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Is that like your how you get a lot of this attention type of thing?
Yeah. I guess second-handedly, because it wasn't really the goal.
Right.
I just did it for fun.
Yeah.
I have a very like jumbled career path before like right here in terms of like genre and stuff. Like what you just listened to is what I would say like what my main project is. Like the Rafael project is, you know, rocktronic, like dubstep mixed with dubstep, like emotional stuff but still heavy. But like I work in every genre with like edits and mashups. So like house, techno, bass house, dubstep, like trap, UKG, every single genre. And that's kind of been where I've gotten a majority of my like super big playouts is those edits. Right. Which is sick.
Yeah.
It's like I'm so blessed for it. But you know, I do have the like support with like the main style of the project too. Like, I think Adventure Club played one of my remixes at EDC Las Vegas last year. So that was like a really big one. It was super.
Were you there?
For me. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it took me like a week after until like the full stream came out, because a lot of these times I get things played out.
Yeah.
Unless I really know like the artist, like I don't know.
You don't know that it's getting, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't really like going to like 1,001 track list and searching like every single like playlist from a set. It's like,
and they don't tell you.
So didn't you get played out by Skrillex?
Yeah, I had an edit played out by Skrillex at Lollapalooza, and
that's crazy.
The rest of like that festival run from this year. So yeah.
So like, explain the process of like how did you see he downloaded it on your end? Like, I know we see stats as producers and like having all the distribution on your end. You can see who's playing, who's downloading. Like, did you see that or like?
No, I mean, I don't put those like edits up as single like downloadable tracks on SoundCloud. Like, you can see that for the most part. So like, they're uploaded to DJ pools, and like, shout out Benzie, live DJ service.
Mm-hmm.
Benzie's like one of my biggest mentors, and a big brother to me. And he is the guy who knows everyone, and like everyone uses live DJ service, like every big DJ. And so like majority of the time, I assume it's from that or him.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's
these guys are just like on those kind of account like pools basically.
And then you see the recording later type thing. You're just
and then like, how do you find out that he did that?
It's always a different like story. So that one was the instrumental I used was a Charlie XCX remix by JPKY. He's like trap and like UKG guy. He's in LA. He's like 18. He's super young, super talented. And I just put the chicken soup vocal, like Skrillex and Abstract chicken soup vocal. It fit super well. I was like, oh, this is sick. And it got uploaded to like live DJ service and all this. And then like a week after Lollapalooza, Benzie texts me and he's like, yo, this JPKY guy texts me, did Skrillex play that edit? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. He's like, you should probably go track. And I go to 1,001 track list in YouTube, and I'm like, because he played 2 sets at Lolla. He played like one during the day and one at night. And I listened to the full one during the day, like just working out. And I was like, you didn't play it this one. Mm-hmm. I go like, there's no track list, so I'm just like skimming through the entire set. And I'm like just sitting in my room, and I'm like, I hear it go into it. I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like,
nice.
That's crazy.
And I text like Benzie back. I'm like, yeah, he fucking played it. He's like, no way, that's sick. So it's a lot of that. Sometimes like 1,001 track list will tag me. I've gotten to know some of those guys over there.
Damn, this guy just knows all the insiders.
Yeah.
Guys. Well, it's kind of, it's like an editor's paradise over there, and a lot of those like track lists, like a lot of those edits aren't out or like super available to the public.
So it's like a subculture within the subculture.
Yeah,
right. Within the subculture of producers, there's the sort of the.
I mean, I literally just typed in Rafael on tracklist 1001, and he's like the first all of them.
Oh, nice.
He just pops up all of these. Him and Benzie.
Yeah.
So you guys run things there.
You can just find this dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, with those edits, there's definitely ones where you're like, this is going to do well. Like everyone's going to play it from like a bar DJ to like a festival. And there are some that like, I forgot who, I think Jessica Otterfred whipped one out. And I was like, what? Like at Los Angeles, I was like, really? That one? I'm like, cool. Like I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And like seeing how like a crowd react to those and it goes well, it's like, all right, cool. Like I'm doing like a good job.
Nice.
That means like the world. But the Skrillex one was, I'm always thankful for like these massive artists, but there's like a couple that like really hit me emotionally that are like my idols. And Skrillex was like the first one of like, I say one of 3. There's 3 people that would be like, I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
Insane. And Skrillex was one of those. And I had to sit down. I was like, emotional about it. Like,
dude, that'd be surreal.
Do you keep clips somewhere as a reel of like, because that would be kind of cool if it was like just like the like 30-second clips of every artist you find online that plays some of your.
He posts them on Instagram. That's how I knew about that one.
Got it. Yeah. It's like your resume.
I did a little recap. I did a little recap one with like all the bigger ones that I got to post like today or tomorrow. But it's I think it's good, like, when you're, as a producer and a DJ, like, Phil can, like, speak to this, like, you go through days where it's, like, it sucks, like, you can't make anything, and everything's just, like, it's a grind, and, like, I don't, like, ever want to post those to, like, show off or brag. It's just, like, I'm super thankful for it, and, like, sometimes it's good to look back and be like, all right, like, if these guys believe in what I'm doing, like, I gotta believe in myself, like, to get through, like, a slump or, like,
so it's a huge validation in a way.
Are you sort of like me though? Like, obviously your project comes first, the whole Rafael, like, your project, but are you like me where, like, if edits gets you full-time in music, you're cool with that route? Like, I'm sort of just like, if I became someone's ghostwriter, if I became a mastering of music, like, I had to master people's tunes, but it was full-time, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I kind of went through it in a prior, like, musical endeavor. I was, like, doing college stuff, so I was, like, touring, doing, like, frats, college venues.
I remember that. Wasted tuition, right?
Yeah. Not the most graceful ending to that.
Gotcha.
Me, but
is it a band?
No, it's like a college, or, like, in general, party collective. Yeah,
got it.
That's what I was trying to find.
So, I mean, that's the way it's purveyed, but I was pretty much playing every show and, like, doing all the ghosts, like, not ghosting, but I was, like, doing all the edits and all the mixes and stuff for that. But yeah, like, my main project definitely took a backseat to that, and I was fine with it. Like, obviously when you're touring and, like, on the road consistently, like, you don't have time to focus on it. And I think, like, I was getting, like, one track out every 4 months for my main project, and I was like, all right, well, let's see where this goes. It's kind of, you just see whatever takes you, like you said, like, farther at the time that was. But obviously the main project is where my love is, and playing shows like that is where I get the most, like, I have the most fun. So edits are cool too. Like, I do some behind the scenes stuff, which is super, like, fun, and grateful for that. But, you know, it would really have to make, like, a very substantial impact in, like, my life for me to take that over full time, I think.
Right.
Just depends. I mean, I always say, like, in music, like, there's a lot of people you don't know that do behind the scenes stuff, but still have, like, a full-time project.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah. I think being in multiple places, like, with it, and, like, not limiting yourself to one, like, can help.
Right.
A lot with, especially, like, just meeting people and stuff. Because I would not have met nearly as many people and become friends with them if I, like, wasn't doing edits and stuff.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because it's almost like a tribute to that artist as well. If you know.
Well, I mean, yeah.
If
you're also, like, sort of helping that artist with these edits, like, you're helping the artist be able to put their song, something cool, like a cool mix, and they don't have to do any of the work, in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're making their job easier, so they love you for it, and then in return, they're playing it, and then you're getting the recognition and, like, the whole feeling from it, where you're like, wow, this guy, like, that I look up to actually likes me and believes in me.
Yeah, it's super sick. Like, there's some people's whose, like songs I find, I make edits with them, and I'm like, these guys got to be way bigger than they are. And, like, luckily my edits get into the, like, that edit will get into the right hands, and then, like, it'll get their
give them attention,
original music, attention. Yeah, like, this guy Typo, like, from LA, he's a bass house guy, and I use all of his tracks. He's so talented, and, like, 4B Dr. Fresh started playing his the edits out, and I'm like, let's go, and, like, he just went, and I'm like, so, like, not that I had a massive huge I'm not saying this because of me, but, like, it's cool to see, like, he was gonna get there. Like, if I could have just, like, pushed it more, like, that's cool too. And
you're basically putting people on with your, like, you're doing something for the community and yourself with the whole thing. It's really, really good.
So I'm randomly selecting one of your tracks that you sent us. This one's Beauty School Dropouts. You want to tell us a little bit more about that tune?
Yeah, I'm, like, a huge pop punk alt rock guy.
Yeah.
I would say, like, if someone asks, like, what I do, like, the style. It's like if you mixed Alinium and Keizo with like Green Day and like a band like Tu2zi Dropouts or a guy like Christian Gates. Like
I was gonna say, you remind me of like Keizo.
Yeah, it's like angsty pop punk EDM.
Yeah,
it can dip into like the SadBoy style or like the more like hard angsty too. So that's kind of where that came from. Tu2zi Dropouts, I absolutely love them. All their songs. I actually needed an intro for last year.
Oh wow!
And I was like, this was like the intro track to all my sets I played last year.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna crank it up real quick. This is Assassin, Rafael's remix. Calm before the storm again.
Another ace up your sleeve. Your fingerprints on the weapon. I'm never gonna learn my lesson. So do your worst and for God sake, finish it. I'm addicted to your type of punishment, and it's the same shit every time. So here we go again. My heart is wearing red. I'm in love with the ways that you kill me. You're a guy, you and I were guilty. Wanna look into your eyes. They speaking out of us. Tie me up and climb up fashion. Take me down like an assassin.
Fire.
Man, so that you know, when I was a kid, I started playing guitar in like a hardcore band, right? So like a lot of that energy, and one of the reasons I got into drum and bass is because the hardcore beat, like, you know, the bass drum snare, bass
like
drum snare,
doing.
Basically, yeah. So that takes me back. Like that, it's sort of like the, you know. Have you ever heard Quicksand? They're like an old New York hardcore band. Probably. I mean, this was like.
Dude, don't worry if you haven't. There's 99% of the time I've never heard of what he talks about.
Yeah. yeah, exactly. It's like different era, but it's a lot of that sort of screaming singer, like, you know, but good times.
Yeah. You guys listen to the hard and the melodic or the, I guess.
We listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, we listen to the whole thing. Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had it playing for a little bit while you were talking, and then you just kind of, we cranked it up. So.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. For those, you know, listening right now, for some reason we can't stream very well the sound from that console into the interviewee who is remote. So Rafael is just looking at us like headbang. It looks like they're enjoying it. I'm trying really hard not to bang on the desk because then the mics will pick it up.
We could have listened to a different song, not even that's his, and you'd be like, oh no.
We could have just been playing some Adele or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah, dude, it sounded good.
Yeah, it sounded great, man. Yeah,
the vocal was killer.
The vocal was dope. So I think you know, we're gonna do a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, right? Let's get into a segment real quick.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a Mount Rushmore. I mean, those of you that have been listening, Mount Rushmore is where we pick a topic and each person gets to pick their top 4 of that topic, and we do it in like a fantasy football type of draft order where it's snake, and someone will go first and then it goes down the line, and you can't repeat, and so if someone takes yours, you can't use it anymore.
Yep.
And for this Mount Rushmore, we're going to do the Mount Rushmore of EDM artists you haven't seen yet that you want to see. So...
And so I'm going to start, right?
And we did the order. We spun a wheel before we started this. And first is Jorge, then Rafael, then me. And then the order goes that way, and then it comes back up the opposite way.
All right. So my first one would be Camo and Crooked. I have Camo and Crooked.
Camel and Crooked.
It's just a drum and bass artist. It's a drum and bass duo that I play their songs, and and they actually came to Chicago, and I just didn't go. I didn't see them. I always try to. I love the energy of like D&B shows are still
the thing.
It's like once you're in there, it's like the vibe, the dancing, and it's just the high tempo gets you sweating.
Yeah, right.
The one thing I haven't seen as much, like there used to always be an MC. Like there was always, because there was less vocals in the tracks. Show? There was always an MC.
Like a hype man.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, there would be like, for example,
like Chasing Status does it.
Yeah, but they have. I mean, nowadays they still it's not as common, I guess. I would say, or maybe in LA it is. I just haven't been to a show in a while.
Were you ever a hype man?
But so we had I think I told you the story where it was actually 12th Planet as John Dada. He was like 17, and he would MC my sets in LA. Like that's how
he was your MC.
That's how we met him. He was just like in the drum and bass scene, and then him and Skrillex started experimenting with dubstep, and that's how John got big.
That's crazy. So sort of like there for the start of
basically, and he was
the downfall of EDM.
Well, it was just funny because he was so young, and he.
Look at him now.
Legally he should not have been in some of those venues.
Yeah, but it was back in the day when... it was back in the day when things were fun and cool.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Well, it was... I think that was one way of people to get involved that weren't DJs or yet type of thing. I was never very good at the mic. I'm still not super good at the mic, like even when I'm DJing.
I sort of go black. I'm decent at it, but I just don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah. For me, it's just I'm like I just want to mix and dance.
Yeah.
But So anyway, that would be my first one.
Camel and Crooked.
Yeah.
So number 2 or the second pick of the draft goes to Rafael.
I gotta go with Skrillex. I've never seen Skrillex.
He's never seen Skrillex. He's been played out by Skrillex, but he's never seen
him. Yeah, we gotta make that happen.
I know. There's been so many times where I've been like, I could go to this, or I'm like, I don't know. I want to take a time machine back to 2015 and go see Skrillex set from like that. Like that's if I could go back to a certain time zone, go see Hardwell in 2012.
Yeah. I've seen Hardwell. He's sick. Here he was. I don't know anymore.
He's one of the main reasons I got into dance music. But I'll say Skrillex for my answer, and we'll stop there. Enough said. I need to go see him play.
Skrillex. I feel he just got out of his record label. He's free now.
Yeah.
So I feel he's gonna come to Chicago if he comes anywhere near here.
Probably.
But I think it could happen. He's probably brainstorming something.
Yeah. No. And sometimes I'll do small club tours also.
He's only played in LA and Vegas for the most part recently, and out of the country.
Yeah.
So it's dude, come on.
Yeah, I know. Show some love to the rest of your fans. Jeez, don't make them travel to LA. There's too much traffic there.
All right, so we put down Skrillex for your pick. My number 1 is actually gonna be Chasing Status.
Oh,
haven't seen him yet.
That was my number 5.
That was your 5. Stolen. But I haven't seen him yet. Actually, haven't really got an opportunity. They haven't been I left LA, and then they went to LA after I left. Yeah, and then around here, I haven't really.
I feel like they were playing Chicago too in December.
I missed that. There was something I had during that too.
Maybe in November.
But they were near Chicago. Yeah, but I'm determined to see them eventually.
Yeah,
they played North Coast. I saw that set.
That's
where it was. Yes, that's where I heard about
and I had a wedding during North Coast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was a good set. It was a really, really cool set. I think it was only one of them though, because they sometimes split up to play shows in different places.
Gotcha. From what I've seen, it can be one of them, or there could be 8 people up there. They have every vocalist from every song is up there. They have so.
Oh, really? So
that's what I mean by MC. I'm pretty sure they do the whole have an MC. Yeah. Usually it's floating or something.
Okay.
A good one's HeadX. If you ever want to see like an MC, like HeadX, always like a lot of his Europe shows have his MC with him.
I didn't see the MC with him, but HeadX was sick at the Sylvie. He came with Subtronics.
Oh yeah,
this year, and he was so good.
Yeah,
he was chopping drum and bass, like
nice.
Quad chopping. Like had 4 decks, and he's like bam, bam, bam. It was just drum and bass.
Yeah, good times.
So then it circles back around for picks. So my second pick is Ahi. If you ever heard of him,
I have not.
So he's a little smaller. He's not like up there with these guys, but his like sound design and like his tutorials on YouTube is like what really got me to where I am. Like part of the reason I'm where I am is his tutorials are super sick. He was like the first guy that ever broke down. So Skrillex one time posted a music video of his song, and the music video was him just scrolling through his Ableton. Oh, nice. Like showing up, basically just like flexing.
Yeah.
And this guy was like the one guy that took the whole video and broke it down and like was like, this is how he's routing this. This is like the mastering. Here's how he's routing like his buses. Here's the processing he's doing. Yeah. And he did like a full breakdown just off this guy's music video.
Nice.
And like,
like just knowledgeable.
Yeah, super engineer. Knowledgeable. And he wasn't that big. Like he's just known for that. And now it's cool because he's starting to actually tour. So like he was just a producer and like mainly just making cool sounds and stuff. Yeah. But now he started making like music for his project and stuff, and it all just sounds super like
nice,
cool. Like his sound design is just sick. Like he's sweaty at it, and it's cool to see.
Nice,
sweaty at production.
He's super sweaty. Like it's ridiculous.
Guy's cranking 90s on Ableton. You know,
he's like AU5. Have you ever heard of AU5? That guy is insane. That like I watch a YouTube video of AU5, and it's like a 30-minute video. I get 2 minutes in, and I'm like, hold on, reverse. Like I did not. I couldn't eat up that 2 minutes. Like. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, that's my second pick of this. Rafael, we're circling back to you.
Second one, I feel like I'm just going with like big people I haven't seen. My next one's like a massive idol for me, Keizo. I haven't seen Keizo.
You haven't seen Keizo?
I was supposed to open for him last year.
At Liquid?
At a scheduling conflict. And it was like so last minute. I was already on a plane. I was like in the airport. They're like, yeah, you're confirmed. I'm like, well, this is awkward. Wow. Yeah, no, he's definitely like probably the closest I am in terms of style to like what it's evolving into, and he's just so sick. Everything he makes, whether it's like the rock stuff or like super heavy dubstep, hard style, like dude just cooks up everything.
He's killing it in his like rock type of branding and all that. Like his clothing is like all on par. His music is just like, and he doesn't just make like one genre. He's sort of like Rafael, where he's just making like. They're all blending cohesive, a bunch of different, but it's not like yeah. That's one of the things of this latest evolution of electronic music or dance music, where it's just a mishmash of a lot of different things, and it all sounds it's all fun to dance to. Yeah, but I have seen Keizo, and you need to see Keizo. He'd be inspiring for you too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, his music inspires me. I've watched a lot of his sets in terms of like my own like set planning and like how he goes through like the gears of things, because there's an art to like playing multiple genres and like trying to like go through it, and it's definitely interesting to see how like different people, especially him, goes through it.
Yeah. Or if you didn't know, Icon alum Keizo.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Always gotta point that out.
Yeah, I feel like Icon's gonna start throwing festivals. Just be like, alumni.
They already set up production corners at festivals. Cyclops Cove just happened. Yeah, which is Subtronics' festival. Yeah, and they had a production done, and it was hosted by Icon. Yeah, and they're giving out scholarships.
They have one on at EDC, but it's at Camp EDC.
Oh, gotcha.
And I'm like. Kind of like you guys, I don't want to camp.
Right.
Even though their camping is like glamping, because it's like
I just need the amenities with the camping.
Well, their camping is glamping. Like it's the tents, quote unquote, are like prefab sort of like pods that are, and it's everything, it's covered and it's got showers and bathrooms, so it's very fancy. It costs more than a hotel, some hotels. So but that's where I've seen the Icon thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Jorge, so we're at your second pick and the final pick of round 2. for Mount Rushmore as an EDM artist you haven't seen?
So I think I don't know much about this artist as an artist, but I love all of their productions. Purple Disco Machine.
Purple Disco
is like disco house producer. I guess they're touring too, and I would love to. I mean, I love to get down to house. When it's a good solid house set.
Yeah.
Being my age, I'm very particular about the mixing, and if I'm not feeling, if a DJ's not putting, if you can tell they're just not good at blending the songs and taking me on a journey, I get cranky.
You get like, you like lose your patience.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't.
You like give them a chance.
This,
you
right?
give them a chance, and then 15 minutes, and you're like,
come
on.
He's like, if 2 or 3 like awkward mixes in a row, you lose me. So, all his production, or their production, I should say. I don't know if it's multiple people or because they have machine in the name.
It's one person. I'm looking right now. Yeah, and he wears a purple jacket.
Yeah, and so I just love their disco house productions. Good times. And then I get to pick another one.
Yep. That was the end of round 2, and now it's round 3.
Round
so you're
3.
Back to back. Yep.
So this is the one I said you guys are going to laugh because I actually would love to see Sarah Benio live.
The vocalist that we have?
I've followed her on Instagram, and I'm like, oh dang, she's she's a good artist, good energy.
We gained her a follower.
Yeah, basically that. Like after I heard you guys' song, I was like, followed her on Instagram.
That's cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah. No, she's good. Like you can tell when an artist is the real deal, and that's why I was hyping the song even before I was allowed to.
It was funny that one time. I don't know what you were.
It was like
2 a.m. or something. And you're like, dude, just release it. Like, it's done.
It was after that show. It was after the show because I like recorded and I was gonna put it on Instagram. And
you
Phil's like, no.
I was like, don't post it yet. I was like, I gotta make sure we're good with that. And then you were like, dude, just release it. Like you guys are done with it.
Done.
I'm like, it's not done.
Yeah.
Sorry, but
no, but it's a great tune. And then and I think I recently saw that. I don't know. I guess Shaq does a festival or something, and he was up there with her.
All-star bass music. He just sets up in a random city once in a while.
Yeah, which was kind of random, but it's just funny, and she got to be in the I don't know if he played after her or he was there with somebody else. I'm not really sure what the details were.
I'm pretty sure she opened for him.
She opened, yeah. So so that's good times. Yeah,
cool. Rafael,
the boy Shaq.
Yeah.
We're on your third pick.
All right, I'm gonna go. I've seen this guy. He has multiple projects, so I've seen him do his house project, but I haven't seen his actual own set yet. I'm gonna go with Nitty Gritty. I guess he's
Nitty. Yeah, he just changed that, right?
Yeah. So I've seen Side Piece. I saw Side Piece at Space,
and that's him in Party Favor.
Yep, that's him in Party Favor. Gotcha. And then I saw him at North Coast too, Side Piece. But I've never seen just a strictly Nitty set, and he's kind of going down the same route that I do in terms of the emo, pop punk, kind of stuff with his own production. So I really want to see that. I've heard my girlfriend actually has seen him do one of those sets. I haven't seen him, but she's like, it was insane. You'd love it. So
nice.
Definitely a guy I also look up to with playing every single genre on this set.
Yeah, so far your list is all people that have influenced you, which is really cool. You haven't seen the people that are all your influencers.
Everybody who inspires you.
Yeah, I mean,
never meet your heroes, man.
I've seen Alinium 8 times, and he's the main reason I started doing what I do now. So it's I've seen him and just hammered that, and there's a ton of other William Black, Fairlane. I've seen all those guys.
Literally, who never meet your heroes.
Yeah, it's just you're trying to keep your distance from them.
Exactly.
It's I'm just waiting to see them in the green room, not on the stage.
Right. Yeah.
All right, that was a good one. All right, my third pick is gonna be Jacqueline Hyde, bass music artist.
Yeah.
Also went to Icon, did sort of what I did and went there because I've talked to him. I DM'd him once and was like, "Hey, dude, I love your stuff." Yeah. And we actually got to talk and got to know each other a little bit. And he went to Icon, left his girl for a year. I left my girl for a year. Went to Icon, did the thing for a year, came back, and then worked on his project, sort of how I am. So it was inspiring that someone else did the sort of the same route, and he's actually doing it. He's playing Lost Lands, he's playing tours and stuff like that. And then on top of it, he was the first artist to download my music.
Oh, wow.
So I sent him unreleased music, and he actually was like, this is sick, dude. And he told me that he could hear my sound.
Nice.
I was like, dude, that's sick.
Nice,
That. And he was like the first one. So.
And yet you havenn't seen him live.
No. And most of this happened in the span of the last 2 years. Okay. So I haven't really got a chance. But right. But yeah.
He just needs to tour more. No.
Yeah. And then my final pick, because we're going to go back around now. So my fourth pick of the Mount Rushmore is very mainstream, but I haven't seen him. John Summit.
You haven't seen him.
Haven't seen John Summit, and I know there's a lot of hype behind him, and there's also a lot of hate behind him. Yeah. But I sort of like fuck with it. Yeah. So I want to see like what his sets are like, because his tracks bang. Like I listen to him in the car, and like his tracks.
Yeah. I think I saw him at the context wasn't the best, right? Because like he has a certain sound, and he was doing a back-to-back with Green Velvet. Both those artists individually, I enjoy. Like I've loved Green Velvet sets by himself, but their styles didn't blend so well.
So you didn't like their set at EDC?
I was just not, because I couldn't. Again, that thing where I was trying to get into it, and then it was like, oh, you just switched it up to like, different types of, like very different types, and so it just wasn't like, again, both super talented producers, and the music was great. If I was just I felt like I was listening to the radio, because it was just switching up so much. So
I would put money on. I feel like have you Summerfest in Milwaukee?
Yeah,
I feel like that would be like one of their big bookings they could do this year.
Yeah, probably.
He's like a good size EDM. And like, because they don't really do EDM that big at Summerfest, so it'd be like a good like.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, was Illenium this year?
Yeah, but they didn't sell. They had everyone move up, and they didn't sell the lawn tickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just EDM's not really like Summerfest. Doesn't really mix.
It's mostly rock and roll.
No, like hip hop and rock. Like it's like the top 40s on radio. I feel like is what Summerfest is.
Motley Crue played this year too. I missed it too. That was my jam in 7th grade.
They always get Steve Aoki. I think he's been there like 8 years.
Oh, really?
It's always like him.
Yeah.
He's
massive in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
EDM huge
guy.
in Milwaukee, dude.
That's funny.
There's just some artists.
He's from Orange County, California, I think.
Yeah, it's just some artists have a pull. In a random city like that. He's just got that.
That's his thing.
But that was my final pick, John Summit.
All right.
So let's go back, Rafael. Your final pick.
Cool. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna just say John Summit. I think you would like him even more now because he plays more bass music in his sets now.
Yeah, he's getting into the Wook people now.
Yeah.
I saw him play an only house set, and it was perfect. It was golden hours at a festival. And, really chill vibes. But I think his actual main sets now play way more bass, and it's a little bit more high energy. But for my last one, I'm gonna go with. I never know how to pronounce it. Is it Atlians or AT?
So there it is. Oh, good topic. I think it's ATalians. Like you say it like that. ATalians. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, it's a confusing one. I've heard a lot of them, like Atlans.
Yeah, I was saying Atlians, but
I don't know.
Are they from Atlanta? Sick. Is that why the ATL?
What?
Are they from Atlanta, Georgia?
That'd be a good reason.
They're Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, they're Canadian? No.
I think so.
They were getting sued by Outkast.
Oh,
recently
really?
For the ATL thing.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you can sue for that. That's
I kind of
they were claiming. I just googled it, claiming infringement of famous song name.
What?
So Outkast said that their DJ name is the same as their song name that Outkast has, so they're suing them for it.
That's
that's just soft.
It's just
you don't make enough money already as Outkast,
right? It's cross cross generational bullshit.
Sort of, yeah.
No, but they just played at the Armory in Minneapolis, and I didn't make it out, but their set looks so sick.
Dude,
super high energy.
They are sick.
I missed them when this guy opened for them at Liquid.
That was a good time.
Yeah,
I had Leaf come out for that one.
Yeah,
that was their B2B.
That was.
But I saw them outside of my set, and I've seen them 3 times, and they are extremely good.
Yeah, no, I saw them in the bass pod, and they. The one memorable song is obviously that Smells Like Teen Spirit.
You love that remix.
Yeah, it was just when I heard it, I was like, what? Yes. Because it doesn't overplay the sample, right? It's just sort of,
simple.
It was simple and just you knew.
That's a good pick, though.
You knew that song. Yeah, so you got to do it, man.
You definitely check them out.
I know.
They also play good
festival season. festival season this upcoming year. I'm going to try to make it to more. Hopefully play. But there's you can always like knock off like a ton of artists if you go to a festival.
Have they played you out? Because they play a lot of edits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they played me out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they played a No Hands one at I think it was like EDC Orlando last year.
Nice.
Yeah, it was in their like recap video.
Oh, they even posted it.
Yeah, it was like, wow. Well, they like, you know how every DJ, like some DJs, they'll just do like 8 clips.
Yeah, right.
Set. Yeah, it was the first one, like the header one, which is pretty sick.
Nice.
All I gotta say is, looking at the list right now, he's gonna win the poll when we post this on.
Oh yeah,
his list is so nice.
Nice.
That's like a dream festival lineup list.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe you should do that too. You know,
it kind of like outs me. It's like, oh, this guy doesn't even support or go to the shows that like his like influences on. It's
sort of crazy. No, all 4 of these: Skrillex, Keizo, Nitty, and ATLiens is like. All just what? You haven't seen them?
You know.
I was going through it and I'm like, it's literally like, I don't think I could go outside of it. Like, I would have to like dip into like super like obscure stuff or like house.
Yeah. Well,
I've seen like a ton of house.
Here's a thought. You know, maybe that's the festival lineup in Minneapolis that you throw like yourself. You know, just invite those 4 artists that you.
Dude, that lineup at the Armory.
The Armory,
at the Armory.
Yeah. When you're big and famous, then you know, and there'll be, you know.
Okay, minus the Skrillex pick, the Keizo, Nitty, ATLiens could be a show.
Yeah,
that's pretty affordable. For a normal show. The Skrillex part would be the...
Yeah, that might be a reach in terms of...
That's a booking fee and a half. I mean, all of those guys now, I think...
Yeah.
Sell out.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Keizo, Nitty, and ATLiens on like one lineup. Especially like EDC or something.
Yeah. Or you could do them one at a time, you know, just, you know, over time.
Yeah.
Building up to Skrillex, you know, just like pick the lower hanging.
I don't know how you could like set like slots. Like those are like interchangeable. Like
Friday headline, Saturday headline, Sunday headline.
Oh, like that. Yeah.
3-day music festival.
We're going from a show to a festival.
Basically. Because
and then Skrillex is a Thursday pre-party thing.
and 2.5 hour sets, right? 2 to 3 hour sets, because you know, whatever.
Exactly.
Because don't be lazy. You know?
I think that's.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think that's a lot. You still have one more, right?
Oh yeah.
One more.
Jorge's got one more. Yeah.
So my last one, I missed him when he was out here. Fred again. I haven't seen him live.
That was
yeah. Like I feel like I would really enjoy watching him play because he plays that machine. You know, whatever.
He plays everything. Yeah, he had like 20 different instruments in my song.
Yeah. And so that's always, you know, like live element of some sort with electronic music is always.
He's like the
really
Rick Rubin of electronic music.
Yeah,
sort of.
Nice.
He just like sits and resamples like a TikTok video and then just makes a whole like
song
emotion and song. It's like, dude, how?
Yeah, no, I mean, I love watching his videos when he's playing with that machine and just like.
Yeah. He was at Alpine Valley. That's where it was.
Yeah. So I missed that show, but that would be the last one on my list.
That's a good pick. It's a great last pick.
I haven't seen him yet. I've wanted to.
He adds that like he doesn't just DJ thing. There was no CDJs on stage for his thing.
Oh yeah,
it was all live instrument or like.
Or the machine.
Or a live show.
Yeah, live show, like a Ableton push and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But he had just like multiple things.
That was always kind of the dream too when I first started. You know, it's like wanting to do something with you know.
You get paid more. You get paid more.
Yeah.
If you bring any kind of live element to something,
bring the
part
APX.
Of the fee. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it's called? The Ableton one? The APX something?
I think it's just the push.
Ableton push.
Yeah, the push.
Is it push? I feel like it has an X, the one I have.
I don't know. I just know Ableton's known for the push.
It's not Ableton's. It's like it was before Ableton did their push. It was
I'm not sure.
Like an MPK.
MPK. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But I never back into my like rap and hip hop.
I never got around to like programming it, but
the
like
MPK Mini.
Yeah, I have the full-fledged one and never really do much other than use the volume knob on tracks.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta turn it into Fred again.
Yeah, basically just like, you know, and I'm already so like, you know, like ADHD. hyperactive, always banging on stuff. I would feel like that would be fun. Yeah. Good way to channel the energy.
All right,
cool.
So yeah, the Mount Rushmore of EDM artists you haven't seen. So Jorge, we had Camel and Crooked, Purple Disco Machine, Sarah Benyo, and Fred again. Rafael, we had Skrillex, Keizo, Nitty, and ATLiens.
Coming to a festival near you.
And then for me, Frequency, we had Chase and Status, Ahi, Jacqueline Hyde, and John Summit. And that is our Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. All right.
That was a fun one.
Yeah. Kind of gentlemen, start your engines for festival season already.
Yeah,
even though it's still December.
Promoters, take a look at our list.
Yeah.
Please.
It's like Christmas, like Santa, please.
Please bring us this.
Here's my Christmas list. Help.
So I kind of want to listen to another song that you sent us called Ghosts.
Yeah.
This is Rafael, Tu2zi. Is that how you pronounce that?
Oh, yep. This is a collab with Tu2zi?
Yep.
And Maria Ellis.
Yes. Yeah.
And is this one released or not?
No, this is unreleased. This is going to be coming out this year again.
Is this year as in like this month or
this
next
month,
year?
December or next year?
No. 2025.
Gotcha.
2025, okay. Here we go. Rewind. A good tune, yeah.
Thank you.
So, somewhere in here, you have a little pew, like that. Caught my attention.
I was talking about the fills.
Yeah,
there was like an emptiness that hit on the fills, but it had that sound, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah, hit that spot right there." Did I miss it? There it is. What is that about?
I gotta be honest.
it's that spot that's like
the way it goes, pew, like it just.
It's when it fills. It's like a white noise into like a laser.
Yeah.
It's like a little zap. I gotta give all the credit to Alex Tu2zi on that one. That's one of his fills from that.
Yeah, because it's like the sound is so full, and then all of a sudden, boom,
it's full like the Rafael synths,
right?
And then all of a sudden it just pew pew.
Yeah, it's like in visual design negative space, right? Yeah. Like you just get like no sound for like half a second.
That's like what's most of the tracks that hit have like such good spacing.
Right.
Like, that's a whole like
But man, that was a dope track. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Just unreleasing the vault on it.
Yeah. So
that's one that's been on in the vault for a while, but this year we told ourselves we tried to rework it.
Yeah.
And we're like, I don't think we can rework it. Like it's just gotta keep it the way it is.
Which version was this one? How many were you on?
Honestly, like the versions haven't changed. I think it's just been like super small like drum changes, but like the overall like body of the track's been the same since like I had the demo, sent it to Alec came back with it, and it's been the same since like a year.
And who's the vocalist? Is she somebody you work with as well?
Yeah, Maria Ellis. She's super talented. I think she's like mainly a pop singer, like kind of in the like Sabrina Carpenter realm of, or like Ariana Grande realm of things.
Okay.
But, yeah, I had a good buddy of mine who, shameless plug to Billy. He's like a massive guitarist. He's like on tour with Dragon Force and like a massive TikTok and like Omegle like guitarist. Like he does all that. But he's massive. It was one of his friends.
Nice.
That he linked me up with because it's like I need vocalists. He went to Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
So he has the plug for a lot. Shout out Billy for getting this song. Pretty much getting a really very talented vocalist.
That's dope. Is Berkeley School of Music in Boston?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
What was her reaction to you guys? Is like when you showed it to her, was she like yes?
Yeah, she was like, "This is gonna be sick."
Nice.
And like it was kind of one of these things where I was like, some tracks you have to strip down when you add vocals, like I've learned, and this one was like pretty open, and she was like way more into it that she could like go vocal runs and like do a lot with harmonies and like everything else. So it was like a perfect fit. This is one of the ones where like I think there was like one revision with like the second verse, and it was done after that.
Nice. So just easy to work with and super yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, like I said, like some songs take years, and
then some songs
like this song took maybe a month to finish, and we've been sitting on it like obviously Phil, like the whole label
right
like, merry-go-round, and I'm like at this point we're just like, all right, why don't we just put it out?
Right.
So it's looking like a self-release then?
Yeah, right now we have it at like kind of floating around right now. Alex, like he knows a lot more in like the trap labels, and we feel like it's like my future bass, like melodic bass sound mixed with his like trap sound, so it's like can kind of go either way. But
the label game's like it sort of sucks because like you're hoping it gets signed, but at the same time you sit on it long enough where you're like, my sound's starting to change,
right?
Like,
so you want to put it out, just put it out into the world.
That's literally what we talked about the last time we talked about this, is like our sounds are changing. That's why we tried to rework it, and I was like, I can't make this into like pop punky,
right?
And like it has to strictly be like melodic SadBoy, which still fits with my branding. But
so that's interesting that you are in the studio so much that your sound evolves by the month, would you say, or by the year, or is it just
it's not like sound?
It starts to feel different.
It's not just fully the sound. Like it's not like you're making new sounds. It's like you're getting cleaner you're getting better. Yeah, is what it is.
Yeah. Yep. And so it's almost like they're almost like time capsules, right? Yeah, and you kind of don't want that to represent your present self.
Like your sound is changing as you get better at this, but I think the whole overall answer would be like you're just getting better.
Yeah,
so like you're
just smoother.
Yeah, like your mastering might get cleaner, your mixes are getting cleaner. Like
Yeah.
No, I would totally agree. Like I've gone back and forth in terms of like style and genre. Like there's some new tracks I have that are strictly like melodic bass. Like there's no angsty pop punk in it at all.
Right.
But like, it just depends. But that one that one's just, I think, one that has to stay how it is. And I think self-release is going to where it's going to end up, if I'm being brutally honest. But I'm okay with that. That's self-release.
Totally okay.
Yeah, and it also, there's something to be said for letting your fans in on it,
I mean, self-release, like what I've noticed from all my releases, and I've had like only 2 label releases, but like most of the following comes on a self-release. Like most of like the followers you're getting, like, because they're all going to the label. Like, yes, you're getting more people to see it. A different crowd is seeing your stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you can hit the algorithm, if the song's like decent and hits the algorithm, you'll get those fans. Yeah. It's like, that's just what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like you play a song for too many times on the show. Like, I've played that song in pretty much every single one of my sets for the past year, and I'm like, it gets great reaction. Like, it's super, like, people will come up to be like, yo, whose song is that? And I'm like, oh, it's mine. It's like, oh, where is it? Like, it's not out yet. Like, and you can only go through that, like, so many times before you're like, all right, we need to get this out. Like, it's gonna do well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that one tune we've been talking about.
Which one?
Between you guys,
I played it out for the first 2 sets this year. I played it out, and then I took it out of my set now because I'm like, I don't want to keep playing it until it's released.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. I think we talked about it, but we were like, we got to finish this, and we have we sort promo video for it.
Yeah, we sort of thought we were ready to like put it out. We were sort of there almost, and we even like got on stage with each other to like do the promo video and everything. And now that was like a year.
Oh wow!
So it's like
it's
like we both want to change every single part.
Right. So that's kind of what we were saying, right? Like your sound has evolved over the last like almost year.
Well, like I have guns in that song, and my guns now are so much like I know what I'm doing with them way more now. So they are gonna change. It's not gonna be like drastic, but like it's gonna be cleaner.
Right.
So like I'm gonna have to touch it now again.
Yeah. And then then Rafael's gonna be like, well, my synths are different now too, so I'm gonna.
But it's funny because like a year ago this song would be like I'd be like, yeah, let's put it out.
Now,
but now I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Well, if it's gonna make it better,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't sit on it till 2026, because
wouldn't that be something?
I don't want to be having this conversation in a year.
Dude, don't be surprised, especially if it's a label pitch and stuff like that. Don't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, still, you guys will be even more famous by then.
Yeah. All right, let's go to another segment. Let's do this segment that we call Behind the Booth.
Yes.
With our interviewees. So this segment, if you don't know, and if our viewers don't know, it's stories from the person we're interviewing of the craziest things that they've seen at their shows. And if it's too like narrow of a thing, you can do any show you've been to, but just something that you were like, what, like you would never see this in a million years at any other show that you've gone to, or it'd be like one in a million. So something what's your craziest story, Rafael?
I mean,
and don't censor yourself.
And you can you could say multiple. If
you can say
I have like a top 3 that like live in my head, because like you get asked this a lot as like, I think from like people who aren't in like, they're like, oh, like you must experience the craziest shit like as a DJ. And I'm like, nowadays, like obviously doing like the shows I do now, I don't really play any college shows anymore. But when I was doing that, like the things you see at a frat like are insane.
At the frat shows,
and like college bars and like no holds, like one when I first started DJing in college bars in Madison, or like it was in Madison. I was like DJing, I forget which bar it was at, and I was like this little like 21-year-old like just trying to make it as a DJ, like shitty mixing, like
like you're just doing like the bar, like the bar phase thing,
like playing Taylor Swift and no hands and stuff, and you're like going through that. And this guy comes up to me in the booth, and like my friends went to go grab drinks or something, and he's like, "Yo, you want some?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm good." Yeah, I was like, "Yo, I'm good," and he's like, "Okay," and he like stood next to me for a second. And then I'm like, is this guy gonna leave? And then like I'm trying to like mix in a song, and I'm like looking down. I'm like, I was like being a laptop DJ at that time, like, trying to get like shit figured out. And I like look over, and the guy's just like cranking lines, like literally like right next to me
out there
on the table.
He's like, I'm by the DJ, so it's chill.
It's all good.
And I like look over, and I was like, nice. And I'm like, there's nothing you can do. I'm like,
like you don't want to.
Like, he just ripped the lines. My friends came back, and he's like, thanks, man, and just like walked away. And I was like, Nice.
He was like using the DJ as a cover.
Basically, yeah, just like.
I was like, in my head, I was like, and all my friends were like, what is that guy doing? Like, the guy was just ripping lines. I'm like, that's honestly such a great idea. You know, like, you got to do it anyway.
Yeah, if you can do it.
I don't do it, but it's like.
Go hide it. Go hide behind the DJ.
This guy's done before. Yeah, he's done it. He's done this before. You know?
Could you imagine you just like, as a DJ, that's your thing? Like, you have a little spot just for people that like
come
do
back.
their business.
Well, you know, that Winter Music Conference in Miami 2000. Well, you know, I like I was saying,
had that going on.
Well, jokingly, I said, "Don't meet your heroes." That was one of. So it was. You know, I'm not gonna name names, but I was all excited. I was all excited to meet because I had their records like in the, you know, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna show up at this party, and it's like Miami Beach, so it's basically small bars, and all of these big names are playing the small bars.
Yeah. And
so I'm like with my business cards, I'm starting a label, yay, you know.
Yeah.
And I like go and talk to this person. He's like, hold on, mate. Just like ripped the line, and I was just like, oh man.
You're like, damn, you're not remembering this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like now you're not gonna remember what I said at all.
He just saw you walking up to him and was like, fuck, here we go again. And then
no, it was I think it was like after, but it was literally behind the booth, and it was just sort of, I mean,
and that was your little like,
and I was like, damn, womp womp. But you know, no judgment on that at all. But I think it was definitely a moment that stuck in my head as like, oh man, so don't know that. Yeah, you know where that's gonna go.
Yeah.
So anyway, you said you had several then.
Yeah. What's your second one?
Yeah, second one is I guess it's what the crowd saw of me doing. I fell off a table one time, like on top of the table.
Like you were up there, like hyping them up.
Yeah. So another college. We were on the road. I think it's college bar. I forget where. And it was like a stage. It was like, it wasn't a stage deck like table like every venue has. It was like an Amish built fucking sturdy ass wood table.
Nice.
And it was like, and there had to be like at least like 500 kids in there. And it was going super well. Like college bar, like dingy, sweaty, like they had like CO2, and it was like you couldn't see shit. And like everything's
I'm just picturing you all like excited.
Yeah, and like. The drinks are spilt all over our table. There's like 20 kids behind us for DJing. And I get up, and it's like, I think it was like Tremor. And I was like, 3, 2, and I slipped on the table because I didn't realize how close I was to the edge. I'm like gonna eat shit on this table, and luckily there's a security guard like right next to it.
Oh,
and this guy caught me. Wow. And I like caught myself too on the table. Like otherwise I was breaking something. There's no way.
You think you were going on the decks?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, it was going off, like into
the ground, basically. Yeah,
Jeez.
Yeah, and it was like an elevated stage, and then the table, and then the crowd. So it was like, and like I'm not like a big dude, but I'm like tall and lanky. Like I was going a long way from up there to down there. Like I don't think the crowd was catching me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you couldn't play it off as a crowd surf at all.
The guy caught me, and I looked and like it was like these girls, these sorority girls that were gonna get absolutely just crushed. Like there was no way. Like that's one of the moments.
Yeah, it's like that movie.
It sobered me up.
Yeah,
it sobered him up. He's like,
the adrenaline was like, whoop. Yeah. It's like, you know, that movie Mean Girls where they do the trust falls and they all just sort of like move away. That would have been you on the ground, except much higher.
Honestly, you never see crowd surfing at EDM shows.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a thing.
The crowd's sort of into that.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, why is this guy on me?
I mean, it's, you know, it's like there's like mild, like I call them fake mosh pits, right? You know, there's these, at least in DMV shows, they're like
it's always sort of funny when there's like a EDM mosh pit. Yeah, because like it was sort of rough in there. I was like, you guys never seen a metal show? No, they like swing, dude.
Anthrax mosh pits, then we can talk.
They like kick and drop kick. Dude,
yeah, dude,
I've seen that.
Yeah, like, there's people who intentionally wear the steel toes just so they could, you know, crack some kneecaps.
People's elbows.
Yeah, dude, just like do the whole, I remember those
days.
Imagine
that comes to EDM one day.
Dude,
like just,
no, hard pass.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, that'll kill Blur.
Soon to be, you know, at a frequency show near
Hell
you?
no, dude. I'm not going to promote that at my shows.
Yeah, you know have you ever heard of Tu2zi? I mean, I've asked you guys before. It's like, they're like...
or hey, we have not heard of this.
Yeah, they're a band. They're a punk band. But they were punk, right? But they wouldn't, like, the singer was famous for, like, stopping the show if the crowd would start moshing, and, like, literally, like, kick them out and be like, give them their money back, and just tell them to leave, you know, if they would start getting, you know, even though it was like the music it was hardcore, right? But it was like he was just not having it.
The only type of thing I would implement at one of my shows that I have thought about is a no phone thing.
Oh yeah,
like Lane 8 does it.
Yeah,
you know who that is?
No.
There's like 2 other artists that do it, but like they put your phone in a green bag when you walk in.
Oh,
like
nice.
One of those lock bags.
Yeah,
that'd be a cool because like vibes, right?
Yeah, the sticker doesn't work.
The sticker doesn't work, dude. I've been through that. Yeah, that sticker does not stay on, especially when you got Skrillex.
Right? Yeah.
But no, I think if you lock people's phones at a show, like, then you have the argument of like, what about if there's an emergency?
Right, but it's a venue, right? You would have a phone there.
Well, not just that. You can go up to. I've been to a comedy show where your phone's locked in a thing, and like they have people that can unlock your case if it's an emergency, or they can call the police if they really need to. Right. So it's like, that's not really a problem. It's more like.
And what did we do before cell phones too?
Right.
Emergencies?
Like, exactly, dude. Like before cell phones, we had this problem before, and we had some kind of solution.
Yeah.
So like, But yeah, no phones at a show would be a vibe, I think, because no one would be looking down trying to just take videos. It'd be like you're in the moment.
Right. And then you would just sell them the video later.
Well, you'd post videos on Instagram, and people would only be able to see it on your Instagram.
See what?
It's a whole marketing scheme now.
Yeah, there you go. No,
all about the marketing.
Yeah,
all about it.
And then, so let's get back to the topic. What was your third craziest?
Oh, right.
I have there's so many of just like seeing people doing things they shouldn't be.
Right.
But this is when I was like first starting in Madison again. Like I had a residency at Whiskey Jack's, and like those are the guys that helped me like start DJing, like in front of them and Wando's. And I'm like, every time I would DJ there, I would have like one of the like bigger guys there to like watch over me kind of and like run lights. And I never realized it until like you brought it up. Every time I would play, there'd be like an absurd amount of people making out.
Oh wow.
And like I never realized it, and then I started realizing every time I would play, he's like, dude, every time you play here, there's just people going at it in the crowd.
What's up with that, dude?
he's like, when I play, it could be the same day of the week, like same, like anything. He's like, no, like, and he's like, we're not playing that much different of music either. He's just like, when you're here, I don't know what they put in the water.
That's drinks, funny. It's your pheromones.
Making out, and like I would just see like, and it just
they like, see Rafael in the lineup. They're like, all right,
it's like get a room, guys.
Let's go, baby.
Like, they couldn't go back with the DJ, so they found someone in the crowd.
Right. They're just like, the Cupid DJ then, right?
That's what he is.
I was known for that like for a year, and I was just like every time I just be like this.
That's really
good
funny.
For you guys, like everyone in college life, you're young.
You're like, but nobody makes out with me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, like everyone has a story about like having girls in the booth, and then where's my headphones? Where'd the mic go? You just hear someone drunk screaming. You just like music stops.
Or like, what does this do? Dude,
that was the worst. When I was doing like, I started the same way with like college bars and lacrosse when I was going to college there, and like that was the worst thing when the girl or guy would come up and they're like, hey, can I get a photo of me acting like I'm mixing? And they like start touching their board, and you're like, just stay on that deck right there. Don't touch this on the left. And then they sort of get over there, and you're like, dude. And then one time I had the music cut, and I was just like, get the fuck out of the booth. Like, see what you did. And then it's just like a whole
I've had drinks spilled on my record before, like at a.
Well, you're a vinyl guy.
Yeah, back when I was doing vinyl, and it was like a full beer on my record that was spinning at the time. It was. So then that's the worst. Yeah, it was. It just the needle came off, but it was. I was so pissed. I was so mad.
Well, like that's dude. How do you like for us? A music stops, you just hit cue, play. Yeah, what do you do for a vinyl? You gotta rip it off, wipe it. You
basically like had another one, right? So the one that I was mixing just kind of cut to that and just.
You like took that. You took that one through it. You're like, right, fuck.
I just broke it over the head of the knucklehead.
That's what you should have done. Just take it.
I was just like, no.
Yeah. Like, let me dry this off real quick. Take his shirt and
just like break it and stab him with one of the chunks.
Jesus. Okay, now we're all right, dude.
Now I'm getting violent. Now I'm letting it all out.
Now you're really letting us know how you feel.
It's like an article DJ stabs person with vinyl after drink from like years ago.
Yeah,
like, we know who that is.
There's a newspaper clipping of me like, my mugshot.
He's like the only vinyl DJ, so it's like, oh, well, it's obviously this dude or Jiggy Jams. Which one?
One of those guys, yeah.
One of the two did it.
Exactly. So dude, my laptop, my one DJ, I still have that laptop from when I did college shows. It smells like vodka Cran.
Vodka Cran.
It absorbed it by osmosis.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. It's all the keys.
You gotta put the whole...
Are the keys sticky? Like you just have to press really hard?
Yeah, some that are like, the top of it is just like you can only clean it as much as you can. I'm just waiting for the day it just explodes.
Yeah. He took the laptop, puts in a whole bag of rice.
Right, just like dumps it in there to like,
After every college show, he's just like, damn it.
Absorbing all that humidity.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm surprised it still runs, but I'll take it.
So I'm going to go to another topic real quick. This one's more of a topic for our producers at home. What's like, I don't want to have you give us your sauce, but what's been like your top, let's say 3 plugins that you've been go-to lately?
All right.
You don't have to tell us what you're doing with them. Just tell us like what they are.
Splice. No, I'm kidding. I don't use
Splice.
There it is. I don't use Splice. There's, I would say like in each like category, like everyone's going to say what Serum for sauce synth. Like Serum is what I mainly use, but Omnisphere is what, there's like some sauced up things in Omnisphere.
That one's expensive too, right?
Yeah. I come from like, I started like producing rap and hip hop, and like every producer there uses like either like Nexus or like Omnisphere, like back in the day, like your Metro Boomin, Murder Beats. So like Omnisphere is like where a lot of the sauce comes from, and like tweaking those things.
Gotcha.
Synth wise, if I'm going like mixing and stuff, I just started using K-Clip as my limiter.
Nice.
So sick. It's so like transparent and clean.
And you said you're using it as a limiter?
Yeah.
Nice.
And like limiter and clipper. So like on my master, I'll use it like as kind of like the limiter.
Are you like clipping into the limiter then on the master?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then like single like channels, I'll use it as just like strictly like the clipper.
Right. It's like the new meta right now is a clipper is like the meta.
Yeah.
In EDM world at least.
Yeah, so I'll use that for like single like channels and groups. What else? I've been like really getting in like racks and like mixing racks of just like multiple different plugins and like
like just like a combination of all these make one thing, right?
Yeah, and like everything's like one knob. I would say for edits, this is like a big sauce. I've done like some lessons for people who get into like trying to make edits and mashups. Cello, shout out Cello. He has a vocal rack where you can just throw it on there and it's everything you need, like compression.
I have something like that. It's Ahi though, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah, and it just helps you like your workflow so much. Like those racks, like you don't have to load one plugin and then like get in. Like everything's already pretty much like everything's in one.
And then what's your go-to? You're in Ableton, right?
Yeah.
What's your go-to stock plugin?
Reverb.
Nah. I'm gonna say Saturator.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, well, like EQ8 or what? Yeah, EQ8.
EQ8. We can say both. Sure.
Yeah, but like EQ8's everyone uses it. Like, or you use. Oh, bro, why am I like mind blanking on
what Pro Q?
Yeah, Pro Q.
I use EQ8 more than Pro Q, honestly.
I do too. Honestly,
it's just like easier. It's just right away opens. I don't have to like have a third open window and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it like crashes your entire project. Not that. Oh, another good one is Golfos.
Oh, that's a mixing plugin, right?
Mixing and mastering plugin. Yeah, it's kind of. I don't want to say it like makes your song better, but it kind of like balances everything out. I
did a free trial of it. It's like a moving EQ, right? Like it sort of moves to the song, and it's I don't know if it uses AI, but it might. But either way, it like constantly moves the EQ based on the levels of the song.
Oh, interesting.
I tried it out. Yeah, it's a trial, but yeah.
It's like a mind fuck if you like look into it, like how it's actually working. But like it's super simple, and I think it's taken like my mixes from like like 70% to like at least 95. Like it absolutely like just balances things out. And obviously like you sometimes want that, sometimes don't. But I think it's just a lot cleaner.
Yeah, my Soothe's a good one. My go-to for like the golf fast, since I don't have it yet, is Fresh Air. Just brings up like the highs, but that thing's doing it like in a sweaty way. But yeah,
I mean, Fresh Air is so goated. Like, I love that plugin. It's always in a project.
No, Fresh Air is a good one. Then my stock plugin would be Utility. That's like my go-to. It's just like
how do you sidechain? Well, I think we sidechain the same way.
I mean, I'll use the Utility, but my problem with the Utility is you have to get sweaty when it starts clicking. So you have to give that look ahead a little bit with the Utility. So what I like doing is a Utility mixed with Kickstart 2. So like Kickstart 2 does enough sidechain, but then Utility makes it super clean. And then Kickstart has a declicker on it. So if you have any clicking problems, it'll just like wipe it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Big Utility guy. I mean, if it's like most used plugin, it's like either EQ8 or Utility.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then sort of on the spot question, what plugin do you look at like it is snake oil? Like everyone seems to hype it up, but like you just think it's just like snake oil. Like
I'm gonna say like Massive.
Like the synth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's great for like singular like things. Like a very like I don't think I've ever used Massive and used it for like anything outside of like a bass or like a ground.
Right. Which you like could make with something else.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's one where I'm like there's one good thing I use it for, which you always need those kind of plugins, right? Especially with Salsa. So like, you're like, all right, this is something that does the job and does it exceptionally well, and then like everything else is just like but like people who just like use it continuously, I'm like, I don't think the sounds like you can make in Massive, and I mean they're all the same at the end of the day. Like if you're like cracked at any saw synth, you're just good with it,
right? It's sort of like workflow too. Like if you find it visually like the way you like it, or like the way it's set up, then but yeah.
What's your thoughts on OT? Like if you use the actual OTT plugin from why can't I think of the or like it's
like the one that looks like Ableton, or the one that looks like it's like white and black and it's like the actual brand VoxGen or something brand. I think it is, or something.
Yeah, that, or like just using the OTT with the multi-brand in Ableton. What do you do? I always like asking other producers.
I just use the OTT in Ableton.
Yeah, that's what I switched over. I forgot which big DJ was using it, and he's like, "Yeah, I will use this 9 times out of like 9."
They were saying the Ableton one.
Yeah.
I mean, I studied with the regular one in Ableton. Like when I went to Icon, we didn't use the other one. I mean, they're the same thing though. They're just visual differences essentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that techie, like nerdy about everything. I'm
not
honest.
either. Like I still have struggles knowing what a compressor does, but here we are. I mean, that's sort of like the art of it though. Like not knowing what stuff does is you experiment with it and then you find something cool and you're like, wow.
Right, like there are some basics that you need to know, obviously, but you know, part of the secret sauce is what you do with those things.
Part of the secret sauce is just automating random stuff and being like, whoa,
how did I do that?
Yeah, happy accidents.
Yeah, basically,
essentially.
Yeah,
try to break shit. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Upcoming producers, like the only way you learn is by like pushing something the wrong way or pushing it too far, and then you know like what it does. Like that's the worst thing is not knowing.
And you'll know if it sounds bad. Like I mean, at least I hope you do.
Yeah.
You learn. You'll learn over time. You'll think something sounds great, and then like over time you'll figure it out.
That's the worst. You make a track one night, and then you wake up in the morning, like listening on the way to work, like in your car, and you're like, dude, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But then you'll have those ones where you listen to the next day, you're like, oh, I want to work on it more, but I have to go to work.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's always the one you label the final.
Yeah.
You put final in the name and then you're never going to be done with it.
Yeah.
Master Final V1.
Yeah. Final V2. Final V71.
What really sucks is
final.
What sucks is when you're working on a tune and you don't think it's done, but then like recently I had Excision downloaded one of my songs.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like done, but it was good enough to play. That's why I sent it.
Yeah.
And he downloaded it. So then it makes you like, am I done with it?
Right,
like,
right. Should I keep messing with it? Yeah.
getting it and might play it. So maybe I leave it.
Yeah. I mean, well, they don't know that it's not done because it's mostly in your mind.
Well, the reason it's not done is because right now it has an AI as a vocal for reference.
Oh, got it.
And I have a vocalist working on it.
That's
so
interesting.
I'm like, dude, he liked it with the AI vocal.
So you use AI vocals kind of like in design. You'd have like for placement only, like you put pictures that are like
so I recently had actually like a hot take on Twitter. It wasn't actually as hot as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be like people would be like, dude, don't do that. It's a bad idea.
Right.
I had more people that were like, dude, fuck it, use an AI vocal. Because I was like, so what's everyone's thoughts on using AI vocal over like a regular vocal?
Yeah.
And most of the comments were like, dude, like you're not a big artist. You can't afford these vocalists. Like you're not just going to pay vocalists every time. And then other people were like, dude, people do the same thing, but they go to Splice and just find a pre-made vocal. So
right.
Like,
it's almost
you're already doing more work because I'm typing these lyrics out.
Right.
And I'm giving the AI like
notes
the lyrics,
to sing.
I'm giving it the melody. So then it just puts those vocals over the melody. So
right.
Essentially, I just can't sing.
Right.
Like the answer to it. So it's like,
hey, I think it's not like you're passing it off as it's a human, right?
And it's not making the song. I still made the whole song.
Right.
It's just,
it's
not giving. I'm not giving credit to an actual vocalist. Is the dilemma.
Until the AI becomes sentient and then it comes after you for copyright infringement, and then it's like, hey.
Well, I mean, I was thinking
that's my voice.
I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and there's how there's these Tesla robots that are coming out like in the next 2 years or whatever.
Yeah,
dude, like there's your ghostwriter,
right?
Like the robot could just be you're at work. You could be your 9 to 5. And you're like, I want these things done on Ableton because I don't have time to do them.
Right,
Can you do that?
Yeah.
And this robot's just at home for 8 hours.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the premise of Iron Man, right? Like he's got his assistant and he's like Jarvis or whatever his name is. It's just like, hey, do this calculation for me.
So then are we gonna like look at that like, whoa, they didn't make their own suit? Like, no, everyone else is gonna be ending up doing it. So like,
you still have to give it direction is the big thing.
Yeah, it's not gonna fully take over. It's not yet. But
not with music.
It still needs it still needs your input.
Well, that's the thing with music. Like AI never could see. Everyone's like AI is going to take over, and like maybe they'll take over some things, but music-wise, you can't get rid of that human element. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, and there are actually a long time ago there was there's an actual like I think it's like a convolutional neural network, which is like an AI version that can compose music, but it's very it's just generic sounding because all it knows is what's been there before, so it can't come up with like
that's
new sounds, right?
That's sort of the thing. It's like like most people are like, how come I can't make it? It's because you're sounding the same as everyone else. Right, so the AI is like the same way. It would never be able to just sound design it and be like, happy accident.
Right, exactly. And it's because it only knows how to do the things that have been done before, basically. Yeah.
But, and then also live shows, like, I don't want to watch a robot on stage.
Yeah, you still want the organic human, certified organic human up there.
Right.
Even if it's just,
and they have, I actually seen recently, they have like touring AI, like essentially video or whatever, like holographic AI person, and this AI has a following and everything. They have social media.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's in like Japan or something.
Yeah, it's like the novelty. Well, they've always been a little bit ahead in terms of just culturally.
Yeah, but that's like one thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get behind that.
Yeah.
Just go watch like Naruto play a DJ set. Like, I don't know. Like it's just something. Yeah,
in Japan, I could see that happening.
Yeah,
but like essentially, that's like what it's gonna be. Is like a character is gonna form, and then it's gonna gain a following. It's like, damn.
It's definitely gonna find a niche audience for that. Just like silent discos. There's always there'll be like the AI hologram room at a festival.
Right.
It's just a novelty niche. Just like EDM with like country. There's like
Hall made that ever since Country Rhythm came out. Everyone was just like,
So we're gonna play one last release
right,
tune.
I'm just gonna run and grab a Sprite real quick.
No One's There.
Yeah.
It's Rafael and Noah. How do you pronounce the last name?
Cunane.
And you want to tell us a little bit about that as I started?
Yeah, it was kind of like my first OG that went into rocktronic and that kind of style with the super talented like Noah. Like so blessed to be working with him on this one. But I play it every set. It's my baby.
Is it a baby?
My favorite song I've made. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into it. This is No One's There.
Should've knew this all along. What the fuck did I do wrong? I guess I'm not him. I guess I'm not him after all. Waking up alone. When you pick up the phone, when no one's there.
Oh wow.
When I sacrifice everything for us. Yes, we're both two strangers once again, but I still got your name carved on the walls inside my head. Shoulda knew this all along. What the fuck did I do wrong? I guess I'm not him. I guess I'm not him after all. Waking up alone. When you pick up the phone, when no one's there. When no one's there. No one's
Nice. That falsetto and the breakdown sounds just like Frequency.
There's a lot. There's a lot of crunch on that.
Yeah.
The synths in the drop. I like the crunch.
Yeah.
At least in these headphones, but it's
yeah.
It's a little bit older. Obviously, it's I think my mixing and everything from when I did that is a lot better. But you go back and nitpick old things all the time. But no, it's like that first song that I was like really proud of that I made, and
that all your fans, everybody who goes to your shows now knows is your song.
Yeah. It's like, it's funny because it's like a super sad song. Yeah, and I wrote it like when I was super happy. Yeah. I mean, I've always like the Anti-SadBoy SadBoy club.
Yeah,
I'm part of that. But
this guy.
I always say like my music is like a good emotional output for me. Like I know it's a lot of it's like sad and angsty. I'm not that all the time, obviously, but that song's like every time I play it, like it means something. It means like a specific time.
It's those Minnesota winters, man.
No shit. Right now I'm feeling it. So
we're about to go into the Rafael writing period.
Yeah, there you go. It's like all that. Yeah. And then you play them in the summer and you're like, huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, what the hell was I going through back then, dude?
Exactly. Seasonal depression hit like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that's you can't have the happy days if you don't have the sad days. So
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. No, but that one's my I mean, obviously all my songs are my favorite that I've made.
Yeah.
I love them all. But that one holds a very, very special spot. I actually been working on a new one with Noah as well. So hopefully that'll make its appearance in the next coming year.
Do you write the guitars also, or is that
It really depends. I'm not actually classically trained in guitar all by myself. I mean, I think I tell everyone that. Either like I'll find loops. I try to credit everyone who makes something that I don't. I have a couple of friends who also play guitar. For very, very well, more than I could.
Right.
So like I'll ask them for help.
I'm gonna bust out my Les Paul and start sending you riffs.
Go for it. There are times too where I'll be a MIDI warrior on like MIDI guitar, and then I'll just have someone re-record it.
Nice.
There's great plugins nowadays. Like I have all of them, but it's sometimes hard to get a realistic, feeling out of guitar unless it's like naturally done.
There's like a humanized feel, right? And like they play a little like slightly off time where it's not perfect. And it's like and
the strings, like you may not hit all the there's like on the chord, right? You may not hit all 6 strings,
right? But it has a certain
it might
sound good that way.
Yeah, it has a certain sound. Yep.
Exactly. So there's a lot of people like that help me with that, and
nice.
I appreciate them so much.
Yeah.
I always say it's okay to say you're not talented doing something and have someone else do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
give them the credit and pay for it.
That's sort of what like friends are for.
Right.
Because at Icon, like I didn't play guitar like that, and there was a couple song or assignments I had where I needed a certain guitar riff. Like it was in my head. I was like, this guitar riff would fit perfect. Yeah. Someone in our class was like, pure. Yeah. And then there it is. Cheers.
Well, and that's part of the creating music, the collaboration culture anyway, right? Like, like I feel like producers do a lot more now than producers from back in the day too, just because you have so many more tools. Like Yeah,
well, I feel like it leads to less networking though.
Yeah.
Because like you can do most of the stuff now, so you don't actually, like back in the day you had to be like, all right, I'm hiring this guitarist to come in for 5 hours.
Yeah.
And, like,
just
tomorrow we got the vocalist coming in. Yeah. Now I can just do it all in like one day, basically.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, do you have any more? I think we've taken up.
I think we've covered a good amount of stuff here on our segments. Like, let's end with this. You got anything you want to like share with us upcoming that you can share with us, like that you want to promote, or anything? Any new songs coming out? Anything that already happened that you want to be like, hey, this is your time to give us the shout out.
Yeah, shout out all like the support I've gotten over the past year. It's been kind of a whirlwind in terms of like big artists, and then just like people, and like seeing people at shows like over again, be like, I came to see because you were playing. Like that shit means the world always, and like seeing that kind of stuff. There's so many things that are pending right now that I wish I could share. But
is there any hints?
For show wise, no, because that's like there's some on the fence. But in terms of music, I have my kind of showcase mix. I did my first one last year. It's called Rafael Reborn. Volume 2 is going to be coming out hopefully at end of this month or early January. It's going to have a ton of unreleased stuff in it, and all the edits and music I've been playing out for the past year that's been unreleased is going to be in that and kind of showcased. So
cool.
Excited for that to come out. It also means new visual package for the upcoming year too, which is usually what I do.
Gotcha. So, and then what's your handle on Instagram so people can follow you?
My handle on like Instagram, TikTok, and like Twitter or X or everything is at I am Rafael Music. Kind of a jumble of words, but there's a lot of Rafaels who are DJs in South America.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
I realized that.
There is actually
there can only be one.
Yeah. Well, there was a singer that was like a kind of like from the 70s that sang all the romantic songs. He was one of the iconic Rafaels. I was gonna ask you if that was part of your. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not. It's not. I'm actually Rafael's my middle name. That's after the Ninja Turtle Raphael.
Nice.
That's my name.
But my middle name is Fernando, and it's after the ABBA song. So
nice.
Wow, dude, that's I don't have a cool story like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we're always here. So
yeah. Thank you guys.
We'll definitely have you back on and catch up and see what you've been up to since this one.
Especially maybe around festival season will be season 2 for us for our podcast. So yeah. That about does it for our 3rd episode of Mad Unity, our EDM life. Thank you so much for joining us this week. As always, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast platform or on our socials at Mad Unity Radio on all of them. And send us your tunes to music.madunity.com and your infamous festival tales to tales.madunity.com. Next week, another Midwest producer who has been putting out some of the sickest bass house we've heard in a while. The one and only Blaze Orange out of Milwaukee. Until then, be good to each other and stay safe.
Listen, feel, experience.